In today's world of distance relativity and truly cosmopolitan standards, we still feel this seemingly redundant sympathy for our birthplace. Sam Ewing, a former US sportsman, once noted, "When you finally go back to your old hometown, you find it wasn't the old home you missed, but your childhood." Our hometown is a source of the remote memories from the early stages of our lives and is usually considered a small picture of the country where one comes from. Probably these thoughts account for this video about Stolbtsy, a typical town from the viewpoint of a typical student. Belarus is divided into 6 regions. Stolbtsy is situated in Minsk Region. It is around 80 kilometers away to the southwest of the capital. The population is approximately 16,000 people. The town stands on the river Neman, which once served as a trade route with the Baltic countries. Picturesque nature alongside the river attracts many people. Every summer, they spend their free time on its banks, bathing, diving, or simply picnicking on the grass. When the temperature reaches 30 to 35 degrees Celsius, the river is full of people who are happy to have a cool bathe. The geographical center of the town is Immortality Square. It commemorates the names of those who died during World War II and reminds every one of us that peaceful life is the best form of our being. Public transportation is very well developed in Stolbtsy. There is a big and beautiful railway station, which stands on the way from Moscow in Russia to Warsaw in Poland through our Belarusian cities of Minsk and Brest. It is perfectly equipped and characterized by highly accurate schedules and cleanliness of the place. From the railway station, you go straight to the bus station, which is open 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day and provides quick and comfortable transportation in coaches. It is necessary to point out that there is no in-town bus line, since you can walk from one end of the town to the other within only 25 minutes. All coaches go to nearby villages or other towns and cities, but on the way, a coach makes stops in some places within the town. This is much more convenient for people going home to their places of living after a long working day. Stolbtsy was first mentioned in the beginning of the 16th century. It was a tiny trade town then, with the population of only 1,000 people. The town still has a beautiful legend about how it got its name. Long ago, there was a huge forest on the territory of the town to be. A rich king ordered to build a monastery there. The life of monks was calm and comfortable until the plague broke out and left nobody alive. When people discovered that the whole brotherhood died, they buried them. To protect ordinary people from a plague-stricken place, they put up upright pieces of wood on their graves, the so-called Stolbtsy. In English, they are called posts or poles. They served as a warning for others not to live there. But soon the hard times were forgotten and people started settling in the forest again. People found the posts, which are believed to have given the name to the town. During the history, the town belonged at one time to Russia, at another time to Poland. After World War II, it's always been only Belarusian. In fact, this is the reason why Roman Catholic and Orthodox churches are most popular with townspeople. At the end of the 16th century, there was an attempt to combine them in one uniate church, and by the end of the 18th century, around 70% of the population in Belarus was uniates. There are several holy places in Stolbtsy today. One of them is a Catholic monastery. It was built at the end of the 20th century. Another one, and the most prominent, is a church of Saint Hannah. It was built in 1825 on commission from a Polish noble, Adam Czartoryski. It is placed on a hill so that you can see it from far away, especially if it is from the river's direction. Inside the church there are magnificent old icons. At weekends, during the Mass, the priest usually stands up at the altar to start the praying procedure. On the most popular occasions in the year, for example, Palm Sunday, Easter, etc., the territory of the church is overcrowded with those who want to devote to God their most intimate wishes, gratitude, and to get the priest's benediction. The bells that sound every Saturday and Sunday appeal to all the believers and do not leave them uninvolved in the worship of the Lord. Education in Stolbtsy starts as early as the child goes to a kindergarten. There are 7 of them in town, although it seems quite a satisfactory number to accommodate every child in a kindergarten. In reality, you have to register in a special waiting list long before your kid will step into the walls of the establishment. There are 3 schools in Stolbtsy, where circa 2,500 pupils get secondary education every year. Basically, they are all numbered. School 1 is a gymnasium. It means that the level of their education is supposed to be higher than that of other schools, so it's very prestigious. School 2 is famous for having classes with aesthetic orientation. There is a certain emphasis on drawing, dancing and music classes. The school presents both teachers and pupils' activity in this direction annually on compulsory concerts in a local house of culture. School 3 is a relatively new school. The number of pupils there is around 1,500. The school is famous for holding pupils' competitions in various subjects to reveal the potential of the rising generation. There's a strong crew of chess players who participate in interregional competitions and always get different prizes. To satisfy the demands of the extracurricular thirst for knowledge, skills and information, Stolbtsy enjoys a number of other educational establishments. In music school, one can polish up his or her sound perceiving. In the House of Children's Creativity, you are free to learn how to knit, sculpt, weave and play drama roles. In the House of Culture, you can take up dancing and join the town's group performing mainly folk dances. Various events are held there as well, where dancing and singing is a harmonious part of entertaining the audience. Physical training is a part of the country's health program, so it's no surprise that the local stadium is a place for young people to challenge their body. You can play or do exercises using simulators or just watch another game of soccer. The more you participate in the sport life of the town, the better it is for you. What concerns reading and expanding your knowledge, there are 2 libraries in Stolbtsy. One is for children under 16, the other near Lenin Park. The latter one is spacious and rich in books and magazines. You are welcomed by the extremely polite staff there that is always eager to give good advice to you, unless you can choose something to read on your own. Like any modern library, it contains up-to-date facilities for copying and scanning the material, and shortly the electronic catalog will be introduced for the librarians and subscribers to sort out the huge amount of information much quicker than everyone is used to. So far as the town is very small, it practically lacks places where people can enjoy themselves. First, these are parks. However, a park is always an open area with grass and trees, and thus can be used only for walking or sitting on the benches. Not an exciting way of spending your free time and is usually popular with older people. Then let us take into account cafes and bars where people prefer to spend their money. Vetras is a kind of a snack bar, a pizzeria and a pub, all 3 in one. Nyoman, Zabava and Diogenes are different eateries, but they can be found under the same roof. Finally, Stary Dvor, in English it means the old yard, is a crowded place at weekends. It's a combination of a cheap restaurant and a disco, and people from age 18 to 60 like it there very much. The local cinema is poorly visited. Despite the fact that the advertisements are placed throughout the town and tickets prices are as low as $1, young people don't find it worthy of attending. On the other hand, when the same building holds discos at weekends, you may see that this place does attract youths. Everyday life is tense and hard-working. In our bread baking plant, people make fresh and aromatic baking. In the post office, the staff works hard in order to supply every subscriber with their periodicals. The local executive committee is under a great pressure of work with all the matters in our district. People get first aid and medical treatment in a large hospital. Disorders of oral cavity are a worry for dentists. The local newspaper, Pramen, it means beam or ray, is published twice a week. People get married and sign the necessary documents in the registry office. New houses are being built in spite of the heat or heavy rain. ATMs and banks are scattered through the town so that you can get cash or check your account whenever you would love to. In shops and stores, sellers suggest their goods and even try to be nice and positive, just as in the United States. By the way, the local supermarket Gnome, it means a dwarf, is the best opportunity to get everything you want without going too far from the other outlets. Justice is carried out in the court, and they say they have a lot to do. And many other organizations do their best for Stolbtsy to be a better place for living. All in all, Stolbtsy is a beautiful town. It is hospitable and ready to welcome you anytime you make up your mind to visit it. Welcome to Stolbtsy and enjoy its coziness together with its townspeople.
Я збираю тебе по росинках, я шукаю шелковые косы. Где живешь ты, моя облачинка? Это ведают только небесы. Золотистым, загадковым раннем до тебе дотронуся рукою. Только привидным будет спотканье. Ты мой сон, а имя твое мроя. Будешь ты цвести зимой и улетку. Ты мроя, ты кветка. Только зустріться нам з тобою.